Good morning, everyone. Let's try that again. Today we're going to be playing a bit with the side body and the ribs. So I want you to grab your strap and throw it over your shoulders. It should be in a loop, right? Obviously, but maybe. And then tighten it up so that it's sitting at the main kind of base of the ribs, not way down by your waist, but just under the chest area. And make it tight enough that when you take a deep breath, you feel it, but not too tight. Like you should be able to put a finger, a couple fingers under the strap. So you don't want it to constrict your breath if you're just sitting here relaxing. And you're welcome to sit up on blocks or on a blanket. And if you're joining me and you're in a chair, you can do a lot of this beginning stuff in a chair. So make sure it's not too tight for now as we start to get centered. Take the shoulders up to the ears and then roll them back and let them come down. Find a nice steady seat and start to play with your alignment as you tap into your breathing. And notice as you take a deep breath, as you breathe in, you'll feel the ribs press against the strap. And then as you exhale, it relaxes again. And so just start to play here. And where I would like for you to focus is the side body tension or the side body expansion, more so than front or back. Take a deep breath in and maybe take it in so deep that you really feel that press against the strap, and then exhale normally. You can breathe, exhale through nose or mouth. And as you inhale, try not to tense through your jaw or the neck muscles or the shoulder muscles. Keep it right where you feel that strap. Exhaling it out. Start to notice and if it's comfortable for you on the inhale, pause at the top. And just feel that press against the strap. And then let it go. Good, a few more right here. And last one. And exhale it out, and then open the eyes. Go ahead and roll the shoulders a little bit. Let's start to soften up and change out the legs or the seat anytime. Good, and then inhale, reach the arms up. Take the right hand down to the mat. Make sure you're not crunching up your shoulder. We all know this by now, right? Make sure that shoulder is externally rotated. And then reach the left hand up toward the ceiling as if you could touch kind of the part where the wall meets the ceiling. Keep the bottom shoulder down and then press into the strap. So press out to the left into the strap and breathe. Good. And then inhale up, both arms up. Exhale, other side. Pause for a moment here. We're going to really work with these ribs, and side body work can be subtle and really deep at the same time. So I ask you to not go for gold right away. We're going to stretch these babies out. We're going to work them a little bit. Take both arms up. So go slow here. Take the first arm down again. Slide it out. We did this a couple classes ago. And then reach even further, reach down through the left hip, reach up through the left arm, watch that head, neck, find your breath. And then come halfway up, take the hand behind your head and open up and maybe look up toward the ceiling. Release, stretch the arm, push off. Exhale, take the left hand down, slide it out, open up that shoulder, find that deeper stretch, press down through the right hip, right leg. Watch the head, a lot of times we drop that head. Breathe, you got this. And then press it up. Exhale, take the arms to cactus, twist all the way to the right, come down to a seated twist. So let the arms come down. One hand to your opposite knee, and then press both shoulders away from each other. So if you could take those collarbones and widen them up as much as you can, and then turn the head over the left shoulder, and then back to the right, and over to the left shoulder, and back to the right. Hold here, inhale, take the arms up, cactus arms, switch, twist all the way, and then let the hands come down. Widen through the collarbones, finding that seated twist, don't overdo. And then look over the right shoulder and back to the left. Good, one more. And left. Release up, cactus arms, everybody. Stretch the arms out, turn the palms down. Come back to a side bend. I realized I forgot something on the other side, so we're coming back to that. Reach up. Exhale, take the hand down, slide it, and then come about halfway back up. Open up the shoulder, hand behind the head, look up toward the ceiling. Good, release, take both arms up. Exhale, right to your heart, interlace, press up. Exhale, squeeze in. Now, as you press up and breathe in, feel the movement of the strap, right? Still there. Good, reach up. Exhale, curl it in. Last one, reach up. Exhale, curl in. Take the arms up. Separate them again. Take the right hand down, listen up. You're not going to slide out this time, but keep that shoulder soft. Come back to the very first position that we were in. Now I want you to tone in through the belly. Keep the chest lifted. Squeeze that belly tight. Release the bottom arm and imagine you're holding a beach ball off to the side. Take it center. Drop the left hand. Slide over. Don't go too far. Then tone in through the belly. Reach that arm up. So we stretch the side body. This is working side body, right? Inhale, both arms up. Exhale down. Roll it out. Shake it out. And then go ahead and take that strap off. So it's just a little bit of a feedback mechanism. I like doing that every so often because it really gives me a sense of how I'm breathing and moving through that area. Straighten the legs, move the flesh out from the sit bones again. If you happen to be in a chair, you can do this by just straightening the legs in front of you, digging the heels into the floor. And then find Dandasana. Good, nice flex of the feet, nice power to the legs, opening up the shoulders, breathe, maybe the arms come up, find your breath. Good, take the left arm out at a diagonal, take the right arm and try to reach over to that side, but keep the right hip down on the floor. Come center, take the right arm out, slight diagonal, take the left arm out to meet it, feel the work again. Press strongly through the legs. Come back to center. Exhale, let go. Shake it out, everybody. Just give it a good shake. And breathe. And then take the right leg into your version of Janu Sirsasana. So I know several of you got some knee stuff going on, so you just don't take the foot as high up to the inner groin as others would. Maybe you have a block underneath the knee to help support the hip. What we're looking for is a hamstring stretch. So if we've got a leg that's hanging out here and that muscle straining, all the energy is going to support that groin. And the hamstring here is kind of second fiddle. So that's why we would support that knee if need be. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, swan dive. Pause. Feel that, open up the chest, and then let the hands come down wherever they will. Broaden through the collarbones again. Start to find your breath. Now, in this position, I want you to breathe through the side ribs. So take your breath in and feel the side body open up. Find your focus there. Exhale, feel the ribs kind of knit back together. Good, one more big deep breath. Exhale, soften. And then take the right hand and move it over to the outside of your left leg. I'm mirroring here. If it doesn't reach that far, you're just taking it to your shin or your thigh. Open the collarbones again and pause. Deep breath, everybody. Open up the ribs. Exhale down deep into your belly. And then release that right hand. Take the torso up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, your left hand goes down. The right arm goes over. The right knee presses down toward the floor. Good, take it up. Exhale, release those hands. Release the knee. Straighten it out. Good Dandasana here. And then switch sides. Bring the left side in. Find that really nice, solid, seated pose. If your hamstrings are super tight, you might come 1 or 2 inches forward, and that's your forward fold, right? That's all you need to do. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, I like the swan dive. It keeps the chest open as the belly moves forward. The hands come down to the floor. The shoulders open up. And I'm just checking it out, right? One side versus the other side. With that extra hour this morning, no telling what you did. You probably were very industrious. Breathe, everybody. Just feel that hamstring. And then take the left hand over the right leg so that you're a little bit more sideways. Pause here. Maybe you come down a little bit lower, maybe not. That's it. You're almost there. And then release the hand. Take it back to center. Slide it up. Inhale, reach up. Take the right hand down. Stretch the left arm over. Press the left knee down. Find your pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release those hands. Release the legs. Shake it all out, everybody. All right, and then we're going to come to table pose. You may want to grab your blanket, okay? Place it underneath your knees. We're going to be here for a little bit. Now, again, if you're in a chair, you can do this seated. You might have to be a little bit creative, but you certainly can do that. We're going to come into a puppy stretch. So the knees and the hips stay lined up. And the hands spread out. If you're in a chair, you're just kind of leaning over those legs with support. And if you can, let your forehead come to the floor. And feel that really nice stretch. And then I want you to shift the hips as if you had a tail, as if you were a cute little puppy and you're just wagging that tail side to side. And as you do, you should feel a stretch from your hands to your hips on one side. Good. Go to one side and just pause. So my hips are shifted over to the right. I'm feeling a deeper stretch all along these left side ribs. Come to center, go the other side. And come to center, come back to table pose. Bring the knees a little bit closer together. Lift your feet off the floor and shift your feet over to the right. And then look over the right shoulder and take a look at your feet. Still stretching side body, right? You should feel this one pretty well. Good, make sure to tone the belly. Again, if you overdo, it's kind of tricky to find that line where you don't overdo here and pull on those intercostal ribs. Muscles. Take the feet back to center, shift the feet over to the left, look over the left shoulder, again, stretching through side body. Big deep breath. Take the ribs or take the feet to center, flip your toes under, downward facing dog. Here in down dog, maybe you take those feet slightly wider, give the hammies a chance to open up, and then pedal one foot and then the other. Just opening up, starting to warm up our bodies. That's it. Deep breath. Exhaling it out. Come to your tippy toes. Lower those feet back to the floor. Tone the belly in. Shift your feet back over to the right. Check the right hand in down dog. I take my hands wide, so I have to bring my hand in a little bit so it's more in line with the right shoulder. From that position where both feet are over to the right, straighten the left leg and open up to the side body. So just a little different way to come into a pose we do all the time. Tone the belly in. I want you to focus on the long leg, not the bent knee that's on the floor, and press that pinky toe down. Really ground the foot as if you were pressing it against a wall. From here, the top arm goes up, the palm turns toward the floor in front of you, and take the arm over the head so that your bicep muscle, your upper arm muscle, is kind of close to your ear. And then allow the fingers to maybe head toward the floor. Ooh. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good, couple more breaths right here. Take the arm up. Release that hand, look back at your mat. Bend both knees, come back to center, maybe wiggle out those hips. Good, let's do that same thing, other side. You're gonna kickstand both feet over to the left. I need to walk my left hand in just a little bit, you may as well. And then take the right leg long, imagine that outer edge of the foot pressing into the mat. Tone in through the belly, open the body to the side, take the upper arm up. Take a breath. And then allow the arm to go over the ear. Watch the head again, super easy to drop that head. And then if you're still good, you're gonna drop the fingers toward the floor. Big deep breath. Inhale, reach the arm up. Exhale, cartwheel back toward the center of your mat so that you're back to table pose and come back to downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. You got it, everybody. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, back to table pose. Hang in there with me. Walk the hands forward. You're coming back to puppy stretch. And breathe. How does that pose feel to you? From puppy stretch, walk your hands over to the left. Rest down. The head can rest on the floor. It can even rest on a block. That can be awkward just from the standpoint of getting it in place. Or it can hover as long as you're not irritating your neck. And then, so if your hands are over to the left, I want you to walk the right hand over toward the left hand. Maybe one stacks on top of the other. Maybe they just touch, maybe they don't touch at all. And then walk the hands to center. Realign. And walk the hands to the right. Deep breath into those ribs, everyone. Maybe the left hand walks more to the right. Maybe it stacks one on top of the other. And walk hands center. Back to table pose. Take the right hand, walk it center of the mat, take the left arm up. I like to widen my knees here. It's a it just feels much better on the twist. And then take the left hand that's up at the ceiling, reach it forward and try to tap the right hand corner of your mat. So you're doing a diagonal lift and lower. So you're taking it up, you're reaching for the far corner, doesn't have to touch. One more, lift up, reach and tap. Take the arm up, big stretch, release that hand. Both hands back to table pose, belly stays toned. Left hand moves toward the center of the mat, the right arm goes up. Nice, easy little twist here, and then take the arm, reach for the opposite corner. Take it back up. Good, 2 more, reach and up. Last one, reach and up. And release that hand, holy moly, downward facing dog, everybody. Pedal the feet. Take your feet wide on your mat, walk your hands back toward the feet, bend the knees as much as you need to. If your blanket is within reach, you can grab it and just set it off to the side. If not, we'll do that when we're standing. Bend the knees, lift up, come on up. And come to standing and just shake it out, everybody. Grab one block. Grab a block. All right. I think my mat is just like slowly drifting to the side. It wasn't that close last time. All right. So grab your block, take the elbows out to the side and give that block a big squeeze. So a little bit of chest work. Breathe. You're going to turn the fingers up. Press the hands up, press them down, release it down. Good, reach up, press it up, press it down, and release. One more, squeeze it in, press it up, squeeze it down, and release. And then take that block out in front of you and reach it up to the ceiling. For some of you, this is just going to feel yucky. It's a little too narrow maybe. And if that's the case, lose the block. It's okay. Now, see the elbows, they want to train out to the side. See if you can pull them in and then straighten the arms. Here's where it gets hard. Already I'm feeling my shoulders and I'm not even doing anything. Plant those legs. See if you can lean to one side. Oh yeah. Breathe now. The bottom hand is the one that's got to do the work. Push back towards center with that bottom hand. Come to the middle, go to the other side. The bottom hand pushes back up. Breathe. Good. Come to center. Take the block behind your head. That should feel pretty good to open those shoulders up. Gentle here. Drop one elbow, lift the other. That's it. Keep the head pressing into the block. Come to center. Switch to the other side. Woo! Come to center. Release the block. Hang on to it. Roll it out. Shake it out. Right? Are you feeling these already? Big time, right? So take the block to one side and then squish it in with your elbow. You know, any way that you can. If it hurts, use your hand. You're just trying to lock that baby in place. And then push the block into your ribs. Keep it going and then come into a little baby side bend again. And breathe. And then come to center, switch sides, squeeze it in, hold it in, reach up, and press over. And reach up. Good. Take that same block, place it in front of your yoga mat. Take your feet wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. That block, your hands can go to your block at any level, or you can just kind of move the block out of the way and take your hands to the floor instead. Open the shoulders, everyone. Find your breath. Maybe let that head hang like a grape. Right, just let it hang, maybe a few little circles with the head, the neck.
Find your breath. And then similar here, you're going to take both hands, walk them over to the left. As you do, press back with that opposite side. So if the hands are left, you're pressing back with the right side. Big deep breath. Walk hands center, go to the other side, walk them over. Resist with the opposite side leg and hip. Come to center. Walk the hands back under the shoulders, press up halfway. I want you to squeeze the heck out of your inner thighs. Grab your block, bring it to your chest. Hold it into your chest like it's a precious thing, and then pull the chest up with that block. Nice, and release it, heel toe those feet in, everybody. Shake it out. Set the block back in front of you. I want you to feel these ribs. So I've talked about this before, but it's been a long time, right? We want the ribs to be movable, malleable. When you press, you should feel kind of a move and a give to those ribs. So kind of move them around, maybe press forward. And if you can, I want you to do rib circles, right? So you're taking those ribs and you can use the hands to help. You're moving them around. If the ribs are tight, it means the little tiny muscles that sit between those ribs, the intercostal muscles, are not being used. They're getting stiff, right? They're getting stagnant. So we want to move them. Move, move, move. And then take the feet a little wider. Take the arms out and shift to one side. When you shift to one side, really plant the opposite leg. Come to center, shift to the other side. Center, do it one more, both sides. Shift, center, and shift, and center, release, shake that out. We're almost done with this little part. Careful here, you may want a hand to wall. I don't know that you'll need it, but you may. I'm going to mirror here, so take your right foot and step it, I'll move the block so you can see, step it in front of your left foot so that the knees are crossed, and then bend the back knee. So this should be not bouncy, but soft, right? So you're not locking out the back knee. The block is in front of you if you need it. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down. Some of you are going to put your hands on the block. That is plenty far enough. Others are going to lower block as much or as little as you would like. And coming to the forward bend, forward fold. Some of you won't need the block at all, so you decide. And then rock a little bit side to side. Easy, easy. Side to side with the hips. That's it. And if your left foot is back, then I want you to lean into the left hip and walk the hands toward the right. You can take the block with you. So where I'm feeling this is kind of at the side hip. I have my belly slightly toned here just so I can keep the core engaged, but I'm keeping both feet grounded and the back knee soft. Walk your hands to center. Listen up. Tone the belly in. Grab your block. Take it to your chest. Hold it like it's $1,000,000 and lift all the way up. Well done. Release the feet. Block goes back in front of you. Switch sides. So this time again, if I'm mirroring, it's your left leg in front, your right leg in the back. Bounce through that, or don't bounce. Bounce is not a good word in yoga. Soften the back knee toward the front knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Check it out on this side. How is it feeling for you here? Make sure the back knee is staying soft. You'll feel the sit bones, right? Lift right behind the hamstrings there. You'll feel the sit bones lift as the torso comes further forward. Maybe you rock a little side to side. Breathe, watch the head, watch the neck. If you're lifting your head to look forward, let it go. Good, so if your left leg is in front, you're gonna lean toward the right. Stay centered on the feet. Walk the hands to the left. Holy moly, big old stretch here. Breathe. Deep breath. Walk your hands to center. Why am I using the block? It gives us feedback. It helps us move from the chest. As we take the block to the chest, lift all the way up and then release that stretch, shake it out. Grab that same block, take it long ways along the inner thighs and give your block a good squeeze. So we're doing a lot of this kind of stuff with the hips. Again, I like to get those hips back to center, back to alignment. So a nice big squeeze here helps with that, engages the glutes, right? All that good stuff. Release. Take that block to the front of your yoga mat. And we're gonna start moving a little bit more. So again, if you're on a chair, you can do some of this by standing and working into lunges and things by placing the hands on your chair. All right, everyone, inhale, reach up. Exhale, your hands can come to your blocks. Pause here, nice forward fold. Press into your blocks to lift halfway up. Exhale it all the way down. Careful here with the blocks. I tend to move them out of the way as I bend the knees and step back with the right leg. Lower the right knee to the floor. You can take those blocks back underneath your hands. Feel that first sweet lunge. Back glute is active. Front heel pulls back. So we can activate the hamstring just a little bit. So pull the front heel back isometrically. Engage the right side glute. Feel this nice stretch. Take your hands to your knee and pause. Nice tone to the belly here. And I want you to take the forearm to the thigh with the palm face up. Take the right arm up and breathe. So I'm pressing my forearm into my thigh and I'm trying to press my thigh back into my forearm. From here, small side bend. Just taking the right arm up and over. Breathe. Good, release, hands, come back to your blocks. Take the left arm up, go back to another side bend. So the left arm going up and over, watch the front knee, don't let it roll in. Breathe. Release, both hands to your blocks. Lift the toes under, lift your back knee. That is optional, by the way. Once you're there, square the hips, press into the thighs. See if you can draw those hands close to the chest, like you're holding that block, and then take the arms up into a nice high lunge. Deep breath. Good, and then with control, back down. You can move the blocks out of the way, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Plank pose. Strong plank pose, everybody. Make sure the arms are working, the side body muscles are working. Lower your knees, and then just a little chaturanga. And a little cobra. Easy here, we haven't done much back bending. Good, and then press up, down dog. Find your pose, pedal your feet. Look through your hands and step forward right leg. The blocks come into play. Lower your left knee, we're on the other side. Find the stretch here. Right there, right? Right there. Breathe. So remember those same things. The front heel pulls back isometrically. That helps engage the front leg. The back glute activates to keep you from overstretching through the front hip. Take your hands to your knee, start to lift the torso, tuck in just a little bit. Your front forearm goes to your front thigh. Palm is face up. Think about pressing that thigh back up into the arm. Take the left arm up and side bend. Ooh, that is tight. There's a nice little psoas stretch there. Breathe, everybody. I feel it right through the kind of the side of my belly. Breathe. Release, hands come to your blocks. This time, leave your left hand on the block, take the right arm up, and maybe stretch over. That's it. Release, hands come back to your blocks, flip your toes under, engage legs, engage glutes. Inner thighs start to move toward each other. Take the hands close to the torso as you reach up. Find your breath. There it is. Deep breath, everybody. Imagine the side body ribs just expanding out. And exhale, hands come down to your blocks. Move those babies out of the way. Step back, downward facing dog. To plank pose. Listen up. You're gonna lower your right knee. You're gonna kickstand it out. We were here earlier. Right hand shifts, left leg either goes to the floor or it lifts. And think of this kind of straight-ish line from your left shoulder to your right heel. Top arm goes up. 1, you're here. 2, it goes overhead. 3, the fingers dip toward the floor, and so does the leg. And breathe. I want you to bring it all up and squeeze it up. Like if that leg could go higher, it would. And then lower. Breathe. Squeeze it all up, squeeze up right here, right at that side waist. And lower. And then turn the torso around. Release the knee. Ooh, shake it out. Downward facing dog. In your down dog, pretend there's a block between your thighs. Right? Feel the shoulders open. Engage the legs. Tone the low belly. Plank pose. The knees drop down. Actually, let's do it the way I did it on the other side. The left knee drops down. Kickstands out. We turn the torso. The foot either stays down or it lifts up. We're trying to keep the hip and the bent knee lined up more or less. 1, you're here. 2, that foot's on the floor being super grounded. The top arm goes over the ear. You lower one or both of those limbs toward the floor without touching. Breathe. And then take them up and try to squeeze them without turning the toes up. Lower down. Squeeze up. Release, hand to the floor, knee to the floor. Take both feet or both knees wide and come into a little bit of a child's pose. And as you're in child's pose with the knees wide, if you can do child's pose or puppy stretch, I want you to expand out through your ribs and then release them down. Good, one more big expansion. And release it out. Nice. Come on back. Table pose. Listen up, listen up, everybody. I got something to say. So you're in table pose, and I want you to walk the knees back and then lift the feet. You can cross the ankles here. Okay. And then drop down to your elbows. Interlace the hands softly. Super careful here, super mindful here, don't go crazy. You're gonna let the feet go toward the right and the hip go toward the right a little bit, as if it could touch the floor. Don't go so deep, right? Go easy. Center, other side. Now you're not really on the knees, you're kind of above the knees. If you need the blanket here, grab it real quick. We're only gonna do a few. I'm switching sides, working one side of the waist, coming back to the middle, slowly descending the other side. Good, one more, both directions. Woo. And center, last one. And center, breathe, lower the legs, forearm plank. Find your breath. Release the knees, I know, child's pose or hero pose, whatever feels good to you. I know, right? It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Breathe. And if you would rather not do hero pose, but just sit up, right? You feel the ribs. Have you ever noticed that if you're doing something that uses your breath and you're breathing really heavy, what's one way that we can help find the breath? We put our hands on our hips to give us more room, more space, right? More ability to take that deep breath. All right, wherever you are, back to table pose, we're getting there. Back to downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. You're gonna cross your right foot in front of your left foot. We did this standing. Bend the back knee, press out through the hamstrings, right? The sit bones lift, find your breath. You're gonna lean towards your left if your left foot is back. Breathe. Come to center, undo the feet. Go the other way, left foot's in front of the right, back knee bends, lean toward the right. Find your stretch. Come back to center. Breathe. Come to plank pose. My right hand has to come in just a little bit again because I tend to go wide on my down dog. Separate the feet a little bit so they're hips width apart. And then drop both heels toward the right side, side plank. Now, you got options here. You're either in side plank, the feet are scissored. You can take your top leg and bring it forward, right, for a little kickstand. Try not to drop the low ribs. Here we're working those same muscles and more that we've been stretching the heck out of. Good, that hand comes to the floor. Find down dog first, right? Bringing it back to the neutral space. Plank pose. My left hand's coming in just a little bit. Feet go a little wider. I want to scissor the feet, taking the right arm up. Pressing strongly through that left hand, left arm, left shoulder, keeping the ribs off the floor or anywhere near it. Release. Oh. Listen up. Feet wide, hands walk back. The knees are super soft. Shake out those hands, those wrists. Hands come up to your knees and come up to standing. Whew. Big time, right? Shake it out. Side plank work it can be really challenging, especially on the neck, the shoulders, right? We know it's there. All right, shake it out. A little bit of balance play here. So you might want to be near a wall or chair or something that you can stand on, or stand on the chair and do balance work that you can lean on if needed. But otherwise, I want you to just find mountain. Find mountain pose. Hands come to your hips. Belly tones in, hips, glutes are active. Shift into one foot and see if you can lift the knee of the other. And then take the knee slightly out to the side. This is gonna get tricky, so do what you can do. If your right knee is up, your right arm is up. I can't remember if I started by mirroring. I don't think so. You're gonna bring the elbow to the knee and then tap tap the foot down, the arm straight. Squeeze it up, down, 3, 4, yep, side work. 5, let's do 10. So that's a 6, 7, 8, yep. 9, 10, see if you can hold. 10, squeeze in, whoop. Other arm reaches out. Breathe. Release. Shake it out. You don't have to hold. I like this one because that tap down allows us to regain balance each time. So let's switch sides. We're going to lean into that side. I like starting with hands on hips. Gives me a little bit of feedback. I know to engage through the hips, the glutes. And when you're ready, just see if you can bend one knee, find balance. Maybe this is where you hang out today, right? Maybe one fingertip to a wall. Take the knee out, arm up, squeeze it in. Here we go. And 1, 2, think about the side waist. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's it. 9, 10, see if you can hold. Reach the other arm out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Shake it out, everybody. Deep breath. Grab your block. Take the block between the thighs. Try to bring it up toward the upper end of those thighs. Give the blocks a squeeze. Lean into that first foot. See if you can lift the other. Find your breath. Good. Lift one arm. Take the other one down. Balance work here. Find your still spots. Find a spot on the floor in front of you that isn't moving. And then take the top arm down and switch. Breathe. Woo. And release. Good. Find center. Give that block a good squeeze. Switch over to the other foot. Find the balance first. You can stay toe down, by the way. If you lift the foot, flex the foot, toes stay forward. Breathe. Outer arm goes up. Lower arm goes down. Breathe. Switch arms. I don't know why this one is harder. It is for me. Oh, man. Let go. Set your block aside. Stand tall. Hands to hips. Take that leg out to the side. Want this area to be squeezing. So your toes are pointing forward. Do you remember what we were doing on the floor? Knee down, right? Take the top arm up. And then take it out to the side and imagine you're trying to squeeze this side body around a block or around a ball. That's it. Breathe and release. Other side. Shift, lift. Arm up. Then try to lift the leg and the arm toward each other. It's really a lot of isometric work here to squeeze that side body. You can take that arm all the way down, but that's not what I want you to do. And release. Well done, everybody. All right, back to the front of your mat. My mat is shifting today a bit. Don't know why. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Hallelujah. Step back, downward facing dog. Use your breath, pedal out your feet. It always feels good. At least it does to me. Breathe. All right, optional here. You're going to leave your right hand where it is. You're going to release your left arm, take it to your hip. So a lot of work happening here. Shoulder, side body, latissimus dorsi. Breathe. Still feel good. Release that left arm and look over the left side. Now my left heel is lifted. If yours is, that's perfectly okay. Breathe. Release the left hand. Come back to your centered down dog. Same thing other side. You're going to shift into that left hand. You're going to see what it feels like to take that right hand off. You're working those side body muscles, having to sustain yourself in this position. My right heel lifted, my right arm's going up to the ceiling. Breathe. Release. Plank pose, almost there. That's it. Lower the knees. Lower the elbows. Now, you're coming into a full plank on elbows. And then you're going to drop the heels. Turn your body to the side, side elbow plank. Okay, we did it with full arms last time. This time we're doing elbows. Release, center. Shift, the heels go to the side. The torso goes to the side. Pull that side body away from the floor, everyone. Back to center. Woo. Knees down, belly down. Hallelujah. Come on down to the floor. Just shake those hips. Shake, shake, shake. And then come into Sphinx pose. Sphinx pose. I feel like I got marbles in my mouth this morning. I don't know why. Sphinx pose. And let the hands come out in front of you like normal. So if you have your hands still interlaced, let them come out. Your elbows right under the shoulders. Your arms are shoulders width apart. And just feel this pose, right? So a lot of times we really sink the belly down. Like right now, my belly is just hanging out. I'm anteriorly tilted in the pelvis. I'm going to pull the belly in and try to get closer to the bottom of the pubic bone. So feel that. And you can do that a few times. You can let the belly drop and then pull it away from the floor, down and pull away. So choice one is you're here, but you're going to emphasize the pull away, and you can let the head drop a little bit, like you're doing it kind of like a cat-ish pose, and then release it. Good. One more here. Pull the belly in, squeeze it in. The hips and legs are staying on the floor, and release. Option number two is when you start to pull in, dig into the knees and lift the hips off the floor. Squeeze in, don't lift, overlift. We're in the belly here, ladies, right? It's strong, the belly, mine's shaking a little bit. And then as you release the hips to the floor, you raise the head back up. Let's just do two more of those. Here we go. Start to tone it in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. The head starts to drop a little bit. I'm going to squeeze those hips off the floor and dig in those knees into the floor. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower. Last one. Nice exhale. Breathe. That's it. You got this, everyone. And lower down. Lower all the way down. Shake it out. Good, and then do me a favor, I should have cued this earlier, grab your blanket and place it across your mat so that your hip bones are laying on that blanket. So you're, kind of at the rim of the pelvis down to the thighs, just so you have some cushion here. And then lay the torso back down. And without lifting, lift your left foot off the floor. And then let the left foot head toward the right calf or the right leg. So it's not gonna probably drop all the way, it doesn't need to. And then slide the left knee out to the side. So you're creating this 90-degree angle with the left leg while your hips and hips stay on the floor. Now my left hip is not on the blanket, my right hip is, but I feel really comfortable here. If you need something under the left inner knee, take the time to do that. We won't be here super long, but you don't want to sit if that's feeling really yucky. And just hang. If you are so inclined, you can take the arms out, bring the forehead to the floor. And then if you want, you can take the left elbow down toward the right knee higher, the left elbow down toward the left knee and feel the scrunch of the side waist again. Deep breath. And then slowly slide both of them and back out. You're on your belly, your limbs are all spread out, arms up, legs out. I want you to lift the legs, lift the arms, and pretend you're flying through the sky. You can even make the noises, right? Breathe, everything's engaged, and let it go. Good, same thing other side. So bend your right knee, and then let your foot drop toward the left leg. And then slide that right knee out to the side and create a little 90-degree angle-ish with that leg. And just pause for a second. How does that feel in your body? How does that feel in your hips, right? You're not pushing, you're not doing anything. If anything, you're lengthening from the inner groin to the inner knee of that right leg. You're just lengthening it out to the side. Still good, the arms go overhead, forehead can rest. You can even take, I didn't think about that till just now, you can take your left hand under your forehead if that felt better. And then you're going to squeeze the right elbow toward the right knee so that that right side feels scrunchy. That's it. Big deep breath. And then release them both. Take both arms overhead. And then lift the legs, lift the arms. You can take the arms back and behind, palms face up, shoulders pull away from the floor. I want that whole back body to be working here. So breathe, breathe, breathe. And release it. Oh. And then press up off your blanket. You're almost there, everyone. We're going to give a couple of options here. I want you to take your blanket. So first option is you're going to take your blanket on the shorter line. So you're not going to take it into a wide burrito roll. You're going to take it into a short burrito roll and roll it up nice and tight. And place that blanket in the middle of your mat. What we're doing with this lovely blanket is we're going to lay same side ribs, right? The same area of those ribs over the blanket. And either your head's going to rest down on the arm or you're going to grab your block. The bottom knee stays bent, the top leg straightens, the upper arm goes overhead. You can just let it hang. What we're looking for is a stretch here. If you've just gotten into this position and you feel nothing, nothing happening there, you feel pretty open, the ribs are stacked, everything's good, but you just don't feel anything. Your second option is this, you're gonna grab one block, fold your blanket in half and throw it over that block. Trust me, you're gonna want a thick, thick blanket here to cushion that block, otherwise it's pretty uncomfortable. And then have your other block available for your head. You're gonna lay over. Now, some of you, that block is all the way up high and you're reaching over. For some of you, it's medium, for some it's low. For some, you're gonna take advantage of that stretch all the way through, head to the floor only if it's comfortable, and stretch. This is a big one. This is like, holy moly, did not know there were muscles there. Don't overdo it. My sweetie and I experimented and my head was on the floor, his was up on a block. We were both getting a really nice stretch here. So don't feel like you have to go too low. And you'll know, your body will start doing the panic thing, like, oh, I don't know if I like this. And if that's the case, you're too deep, okay? Your bottom shoulder should be nice and open, arms out to the side. Breathe. Now, take a deep breath wherever you are and feel that side of your ribs pressing into whatever it's pressing into, whether it's your blanket or your block. That's it. And then release. You're going to take that top arm, push it into your mat, and pull yourself all the way up. And then you're going to switch sides. Don't assume one side is going to be the same as the other. So have all your stuff, whether you're using the burrito roll or the block or some combination. Maybe you grabbed a pillow off the couch, right? And you're using that. But then find that space on the ribs. Stay at the side body, so I don't want you rolling forward. And then experiment. Right, so is it tighter on this side? You can keep both knees bent, you can straighten one leg, arm goes overhead. Where is it for you on this side? See, that's, yeah, it's interesting, always interesting. The side it's too deep to go all that way down, so I think I need an arm. That's what I need, halfway between a block and the floor. Breathe, everybody. And as you take a deep breath in, feel the press. And then let it go. One more. And let it go. Take the hand to the mat, press up. Ooh, I know. That's a good one. Or not. Move your blocks out of the way. We're done with those unless you want them under your knees or something like that. We're not quite done with the class yet, so hang in there. Take your blanket. Actually, let's just set our blankets aside. I think I'll skip that one. Come on down to your backs. Knees are bent. Feet are on the floor. I want you to take your hands to your front ribs, okay? And then as you take a deep breath in, feel the ribs separate and the hands kind of separate from each other. And feel at the heel of the hands, the side ribs, but don't press or resist or anything. Just feel it expand out and soften it back in. Good, a few more here. And soften in. One more, inhale. And soften in. Good, so this time as you inhale, I want you to feel where your fingers are. And then draw the ribs down toward the belly on the exhale. One more time, inhale. And I almost have my palms to the front ribs. Exhale and draw them down toward the center of your body. One more. You're pressing the ribs down and in. Release your hands. Feet are on the floor, tuck through the tailbone and lift your hips into bridge pose. You can take a block under those hips, by the way, under the sacrum, if you are done. So start by walking the shoulders under and interlacing the fingers if that is appropriate for you. There should be space under the neck. You should easily be able to breathe. There should not be a lot of tension. And there's a softness to the shoulders. Even though my hands are interlaced, I'm not pulling the hands down toward my heels. I'm actually keeping the shoulders soft. And then draw the heels toward the fingers isometrically. And find your breath. Good, couple more. Maybe you notice that you are breathing deeper. And then release the hands, release the shoulders. Hold your bridge if you can. Take the arms up to the ceiling and then lower the arms overhead. Your palms are face up. So this should really soften the shoulders a lot. Your arms are super comfortable. Your elbows are soft. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leave the arms there if you can. And then one vertebra at a time from the top to the bottom, lower all the way down. Bring the arms to cactus pose. Draw the knees to your chest. Allow the knees to roll to one side, coming into a supine twist. Your hand can rest at the top of the knees if that feels good. Or you have a block under your knees, you have a block between the knees. Right, what feels good to you here? And then expand through the ribs again. I just broadened both shoulders, so I moved one shoulder out wider. And then I just want to feel what's going on in the ribs, right? As we keep those muscles pliable, it allows us to take deeper breaths. Especially people who are ill or not breathing deeply or smoking, right? Those ribs need, those muscles between the ribs need to work. They need to work in conjunction with the diaphragm and with the other accessory muscles of breathing so that we are always able to take a deep breath. It's going to keep us so much healthier. Good, one more nice deep breath here. And exhale it, let it all go. Bring the knees back to center. Relax and center the hips if you need to, then the knees go back toward chest. They release to the other side. You can rest a hand on the knees or not. Find your breath, everyone. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. One more big deep breath. And then draw your knees to the middle.
Find the center of your mat with the center of your body. Draw the knees toward your chest. And then straighten one leg really long. Straighten the leg, the other leg really long. I got all kinds of stuff on your leg. And find your Shavasana, everybody. Make sure you are warm. Find a little joy in this pose of surrender. When all else fails, be happy. And then maybe close the eyes and feel yourself melt into your mat fully. Soften down. Allow the muscles to give in to gravity. Soften even more. One more deep let go, everyone. Just let go.
For those wishing to stay in Shavasana, please do. For those of you ready to start wiggling your toes, your fingers, please do. Start to bend the knees, drawing those knees to chest. Rocking side to side. Allow the knees to roll over to one side. Pause there in fetal pose. And from fetal pose, pressing all the way up. Coming back to your seated pose. Bring your hands to your heart. May we cultivate a happy mind, happy thoughts, happy deeds. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.